Hello everyone, and welcome back. Coco is here with Kidane and Ray, and we just finished watching the next episodes of Hey Arnold, which are Heat and Snow. These were some pretty simple episodes, as their name implies. One was about a heat wave that passed over the city and just the various ways that people tried to deal with it. And then the next one was about a snowstorm. And this had a bit more of a story to it, with Arnold's grandfather making him do a lot of work all the time, saying things like, "That's the trouble with society today. No one knows any work ethic." And all the time Arnold just wants to go and play with his friends, but eventually Grandpa sees this and recalls about how so much of his youth was spent just having to work all the time, and how it affected him.
But he realizes how that was everything that he was, being told when he was a kid, and he ended up actually, spouting that himself, believing that was the way it was.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and start with the first one, Heat.
That was a hot episode.
All the people here are a bunch of pansies.
Yeah.
Yep. So many people just exaggerating over, oh, it's so hot.
I'm one of those people who I will take the heat any day over the cold.
Yes. That's really easy to say in the winter, but you and I are both like that.
I'm kind of on the fence. I just like my weather just not too cold and not too hot.
Moderate.
But I still like but if it's gonna be, I would rather take warmth than like just boring the boring cold. At least if it's cold, I like there to be a lot of snow, because then at least it's nice to look at, and it feels like, okay, we're in a different season now, instead of just this weird transitioning point where there's like no snow and the weather just sucks, you just kind of want to get it over with and move on to when you can put on less clothes.
Yeah
and like just earlier today when I got out of work, today is a beautiful day. I should probably say that since this episode probably won't come out for maybe 3 weeks, we've been having a winter that has been just dragging over here. And I got out today. The weather was so beautiful, and it just made me it just lifted me up. And I'm sure there have been a lot of other things, but I'm the type of person who, when winter comes around, I get a lot of that seasonal depression.
Yeah.
Like, it's been the same here. Like, these last, at least for this weekend, and I think Friday as well, it's been like nice enough that we actually didn't have to wear a coat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like for the past couple months, it's been like cloudy and rainy almost every day.
Yeah.
And then the sun comes out finally, and you're like, what? The sun? Is that a thing?
It exists. Yes, that is always me every time when it finally starts getting warm. I'm just like, I've missed you so much.
Why did you leave me?
Sun pie.
Oh God, no.
But yeah, so like we start off, of course, with another dream, another famed dream of Arnold's, him climbing Mount Ice Cream Cone.
With very useful equipment.
Yeah, exactly. And I was very surprised at just how much of a hold you can get in ice cream with a grappling hook.
You learn a lot from this show.
Definitely. Like, now I feel like I can just go climbing now. Like, I can just throw a grappling hook up into just pure snow, and it'll stay there.
Yeah.
I'm sure. We see another of Arnold's cool inventions that I noticed. That really cool Arnold potato alarm clock.
Is this the first time we've seen the alarm clock?
At least that's the first time I remember having seen it. We might have seen it before.
Yeah, we've seen it before. Because you made a comment about how it's very narcissistic.
That's right. But yeah, I just remember it. I think it's yeah, it is narcissistic, but it's still well made. Somewhat.
I'm sorry, listeners. Prepare for like the next few times we see the alarm clock. Listening to me say, "Is this the first time we've seen the alarm clock?"
Also, I don't know if this is gonna make me or the education here in Denmark sound kind of backwards, but it has never been a thing like when I've grown up or any part of anyone's like as far as I know is growth or education when you grew up that potatoes have this weird electrical charge. So like all these potato battery driven stuff, it's always been like, oh, well, they do that in America.
So you didn't get like all the potato stuff in Portal 2?
I mean, I got it, like, because I grow up with it, and so I see it in cartoons, but it's never anything that like if we had a school thing going, like, oh, it's do some science. We have potatoes today.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how it's a battery. It was always more like way more chemistry.
Yeah, like here's an actual science doodad. You don't need potatoes.
Yeah, here's how you make soap out of various chemicals.
That's neat.
I actually never did a potato battery. How about you, Coco?
I didn't, but one thing we did do that I had a lot of fun with, we made a pinhole camera.
Oh, for the eclipse?
No, not for the eclipse. We just made cameras because why not?
Oh, that's cool.
Really cool.
Yeah, and we took a picture with it, and it actually came out pretty decently.
What did you make it out of?
Oh, God.
Potatoes?
Yeah, potatoes.
Potato skins.
Nah, the only component I can really remember is, we used, like, one of those long napkin rolls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, as the basis. But I can't remember. This was, like, in 4th grade, so a really long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, like, the only science-y thing that I can remember that we did was, in middle school, that's when they started to do, like, actual dissections. Did you ever...
We never did dissection of frogs or anything.
Yeah.
We never dissected anything alive as far as I can remember, or anything dead for that matter.
Yeah.
In public school. But when I went to a gymnasium, I think it was in the second year of that, we got to dissect basically like pig's eyes, like we got the part of the pig's face where it's like around the eye, and we had to like cut the eye out and like cut the eye open and like see what it was like inside.
Oh no, man.
Then like it was actually it was pretty interesting actually. Like a lot of the people, I was going to say a lot of the girls, but no, there were guys there too who thought it was really, really gross. But I thought it was actually fairly interesting to actually see an eye, like in that regard, where when you actually like consider the eye an organ or like a part of the body, and it has like all this stuff inside of it that you don't really think about because it's just something you look with.
Yeah.
So it's just an interesting look on how how anatomy works.
My class was relatively tame. We dissected chicken wings, like raw chicken wings. But we like to joke that like our school is so poor they got us KFC.
Uncooked KFC to dissect.
What about you, Coco? Did you ever do dissections?
Yeah, we did dissections. We did 2. I can remember doing 2 dissections. One in middle school was a grasshopper, and the second was this nightmarish creature that I would have been so happy if I had never known it existed, called a lamprey.
Oh, lamprey! That's one of those like death eels.
Yeah.
Death eel.
It was the one that ate that ring you gave me.
What? Really?
Yeah, like I remember I took it off to like help with that dissection, and I joke it ate it, but that's when I lost it. Like, I have no idea. Maybe I left it on the table. Maybe someone took it. Maybe it fell in, like, its guts or something.
I like the story that it ate.
It was the lamprey incident.
Yeah. We don't talk about the lamprey incident.
Yeah. But I've heard they're tasty, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you taste it? Did you give it a lick?
I gave it a lick and I passed out. And that's when it took
we
the
have the
ring.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have the first death. Well, back to
No,
Arnold.
second death. Second death.
Oh, that's right.
The
second
security guard who goes eaten by the shark.
You're right. You're
True.
right. Yeah. So the list grows longer. Of the butcher who decides to lock himself in his freezer so he can survive the heat, and we proceed to not see him, as far as I can remember, in the following episode.
He makes a
I
comment
thought for sure.
akin to, well, we can't open it from the inside, but oh well, this is the life.
Exactly.
I thought for sure you were going to mention the bus driver, but then I remembered that's in the next episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I wanted to know, it's a common joke in like American cartoons that dogs chase mailmen
Yeah.
because it's such a common thing for like a mailman to come to the door, the dog to bark, and then the mailman to, you know, put the mail in the slot and then walk away. So the dog like psychologically thinks that it's done a good job, it's guarded the house against intruders, which is where that comes from. Is that a thing in Denmark?
Nope.
No.
Not as far as I know, because because we don't have mail right next to the door, like in most cases. I think actually because of I guess safety reasons, like we have to have like the mailbox away from the house.
So like you guys don't even have the joke that dogs like to chase mailmen?
Only through pop culture and having seen it in America, having seen it like from cartoons, in cartoons from America.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things, so many like concepts that we know of, but it's not a thing in our lives.
Yeah.
Just because of pop culture and exposure to foreign cartoons. So the whole mailman thing and everything like that is just, as far as I know, not a thing. Maybe it was, but maybe it's a thing that's been phased out over time here in Denmark. And I guess it was just more of a mainstay in America.
Yeah.
Oh, we see Grandma acting normal because it's so hot.
Yeah.
Like she gets delirious, and that actually turns her normal.
So Grandma in her delirium is completely normal.
Yeah, normal. She's kind of I don't know. She was kind of like almost stressed or like depressed or something, just realizing her responsibilities and just her place in life. Like, shit, this is how it actually is. I've never thought about this.
Yeah. Also, we get to hear the one line that Lana says. Lana Vale. She's sitting in a chair and fanning herself, and yeah.
She says something like, "A little air, Arnold. Is that too much to ask for?"
A little cold air, Arnold. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, she's like German or Austrian.
Yeah,
or
it sounds like
something.
Austrian.
And then like we barely see her ever again in the show, so we can assume that she probably dies from the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
or she lost her voice.
Yeah.
Two deaths in one episode.
Yep. One literal, one was just erased from the universe.
Like this was a character I totally forgot existed because she only ever has one line.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember when we saw her standing like behind the couch in the baseball, I think it was. We were both just like, who?
Yeah, who?
Who is that? Is this? It's probably not the first time we see Mr. Wynn and Mr. and Mrs. Kakashka, but it's kind of one of the first times, you know, aside from the couch scene in the baseball where we see a lot of the boarders together in one room.
Yeah, this is like the first time we really establish, you know, what this establishment is.
Yeah.
And you know, we have these boarders in here, and they've got their own thing going on, but they all still share the same roof.
I totally forgot that the episode that actually fully introduces the boarders isn't one of the first episodes.
Yeah, that's a little weird considering that's where they live.
Yeah.
So yeah, most of the episode is basically just like, how does one combat heat?
Yeah.
And it never really works out. Like they try to get ice,
Yeah,
and it just melts.
Yeah. They try to go to the pool, it's overcrowded. They try to go to the theater for the air conditioning. The line is incredibly long. What else?
Oh no, the theater. What was that? Was that the line that was real long, or was it just because all the movies were warm themed?
It was
Both. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You learned something about the Jolly Ollie man.
Oh yeah, the Jolly Ollie man, the ice cream man. He, I thought, I figured that, oh, his voice sounds familiar. Like when he kind of said a few things in a certain way, he kind of sounded like, let me like see if I can pronounce this correctly. Is it Castellaneta?
Yeah.
Dan Castellaneta, the voice actor of, well, his most famous role, of course, is Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Voices the Jolly Ollie man. And you were like, Ray, you were like, no,
there's no way. He's too busy voicing Homer Simpson. Why would he be the Jolly Ollie man?
Yeah, and then I looked it up. Yep, that's him.
Okay, but here's another thing I just learned.
Yeah.
You know who else is voiced by Dan Castellaneta?
Who?
Grandpa.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a Grandpa?
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Right here on the Wikipedia page.
You are right. Yeah.
It's...
No, down there. Yeah.
Yep.
What? That's okay. I didn't even like that's a good voice.
Yeah.
If you can't tell that it's him, then he's doing a good job.
I think all the Simpsons voice actors are really
they're really good at making their voice sound different.
Yeah.
When you're like, wait, that's the same guy?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't think that was gonna happen in Hey Arnold.
Yeah. That completely shocked me because, like I said, I thought Dan Castellaneta would be way too busy voicing Homer and all of the other Simpsons characters.
And I was like, well, yeah, maybe he can voice like one character in Hey Arnold. He can schedule that in. But no, several. It's like even a main character, or not a main character, but major character.
Yeah. But you almost never hear Simpsons voice actors in anything else because they're too busy doing The Simpsons.
Exactly. Like why would they need to do anything else? That's like they've made it.
But then this completely threw me off. Marge's voice actress does Timon's mother in Lion King 1.5. That I was like, what?
She does other stuff?
She does Disney?
Oh yeah, the Ice Cream Man, the Jolly Ollie man. Ollie man. He's evil.
Yeah.
He charges ridiculous prices for ice cream. Like that is just, ice cream should be a human right. And he's just, charging out the ass.
He's a capitalist, whereas all the kids are socialists.
Exactly. They're socialists, they're anarchists. They and of course, because he's doing this, they well, actually, Arnold kind of incites some revolutionary behavior.
Yeah.
By saying that
that was Grandma showing through.
Yeah.
Yep. He shows a little bit of grandma in him.
Yeah.
And of course he didn't expect it to lead to this, but it leads to all the other kids basically deciding to tip over the truck and yay, destruction of property, vandalism, that's all good. And and Arnold is well shocked and appalled by their behavior and tries to reason with them, in the good old fashioned, oh, we're all friends, remember when this thing happened, and how he's always got your ice cream in stock, and all these things that you would expect of a normal business.
Remember when he gave you that damaged ice cream cone for half price?
Remember?
That was really nice of him.
Remember when you were choking to death and he didn't let you die?
Yeah. Remember when he avoided getting fired?
Yeah. Possibly a lawsuit against him.
Yeah, and maybe jailed.
Yeah.
Remember that? We should all be friends, right? And of course, they proceed to continue with tipping over the truck, and then
hold on. One thing that bothers me about this segment, despite how hot it is, most of the kids are wearing, modified hot day versions of their outfits.
Yeah.
Aside from, you know, a couple of them. I can't remember Sunglasses Kid's name. Iggy. Iggy is wearing, you know, his yellow button down and purple sweater. But Sid is wearing his leather jacket.
Oh my god. Crazy.
Sid, you don't need to be wearing your leather jacket.
You're making it worse.
You can take that off. It's okay.
Oh yeah, and Eugene has the body of a 40-year-old man.
40, 60.
Yeah. Well, you know, 40 in that sense, like, okay, you might be okay, but
just say old. Has an old man body.
Yeah, I can say whatever I want. Some 40-year-olds have bad backs. Some 23-year-olds have bad backs.
Some 28-year-olds have bad backs.
I do not. How dare you?
But yeah, he has a bad back. He kind of throws his back out, you know, trying to push this ice cream truck, and just really needs to go to a hospital again. So again, he gets in harm's way as usual.
And then Arnold questions, what can be done about this? What can we do? And then God intervenes.
Divine intervention. The clouds come and save the ice cream truck.
Yes.
So God supports ice cream.
God is a capitalist.
God is a capitalist. He supports the ice cream company. He's like, oh shit, we're about to lose some money. What can I do? Rain.
Yeah.
So good. Good guy God.
Good guy God.
Gao Gai Gar.
Gao Gai Gar.
And we end the episode with the smooth radio guy, whose voice I really, really like, because he's just smooth and everything's just cool.
And we also end it with rain in the summer, which is one of the best things in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Except in Denmark, it's terrible. It's literally the worst.
Literally. Like, there's nothing worse.
Yeah.
Like, not even capitalist ice cream men are worse than that.
Okay, okay.
Who charged $30 for a scoop of cookie dough?
You got me there.
So what's so bad about the rain in Denmark?
It's okay. First of all, the hottest day it gets to maybe
28 degrees Celsius.
Now hold on a minute. Let me calculate that in my head first. Okay, that's a lie, because that's like some 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah?
No.
That's not a lie.
When has there ever been a 28-degree day?
Almost every summer.
No.
Yes.
For one day, for one afternoon.
Yes.
Normally, it's like 20 degrees.
Yeah.
Which would be 70. It'd be like 70 Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
That's about as hot as it gets most days.
Be right back real quick. You guys can continue talking.
All right. And then add rain on top of that. Not refreshing rain. Cold ass rain.
That depends. Like sometimes the summer rain is just refreshing.
When?
Well, you never almost never out in the rain. So you're talking about this rain you're never out in.
I don't have to be out in it.
You don't let yourself experience the rain, and yet you're talking shit about it, even though you don't know anything about it. You've never experienced it. You just stay inside. You don't.
Sometimes I have to walk up to the store and I have to experience it. So yes, I have experienced it.
No, almost never. Not in the summer.
Sometimes I have to walk my ass to the train station to catch a train to go to Copenhagen. And sometimes I have to walk my ass around Copenhagen.
That's still not really experiencing it, because then you're still, in the city. You're not really out enjoying the weather. No, don't shush my logic.
Have you experienced rain in the summer in America? Have you been out in the rain?
Yes. I've experienced rain in several countries in the summer or when it was hot, and it was nice.
Isn't it really nice?
It is, but I've also experienced it here in Denmark, and it was also nice.
Have you ever sat out on a porch, and it's been a hot, miserable day in the summer, and then it just starts raining, and it's like, oh, it's so nice. It's like perfect.
Yes, I have.
When?
In America.
When?
When I was staying at your place.
All right. I guess I believe you.
Mostly because that's the only place we've stayed that had a porch.
Yeah.
So that's the only place that'll fit into your specific scenario that you described.
I don't know. You said you were in Florida at one point. I don't know if they have porches in Florida.
Well, not where we stayed.
Fine.
It was like at hotels we stayed.
They don't have porches at hotels.
Well, not the hotels that we stayed at, no.
No, they don't.
They had snakes.
They normally don't. Snakes?
Yeah.
In the hotel or
On the stairs leading up to our apartment, they had snakes. My little brother was super young. He was like 4 or something, and I was escorting him back to the room, and he was like walking in front, and he was walking up the stairs, and he stepped right next to a snake.
So you were like 7 or 8.
I was like 7 or 8,
Right.
and I was like, shit. he didn't even notice.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
And like I took a big step over
Yeah.
the snake, not on the same step, and I told my mom, and she freaked.
Yeah. What kind of snake was it?
It was like black and orange.
What are you talking about?
Shit. Oh, we're talking about
About
snakes.
almost getting killed by snakes.
Oh,
okay.
was it one of those snakes that's like banded, like black, red, white, black, red, white?
No. It was. I'm pretty sure it was like black, orange, black, orange, black, orange.
Okay, because there's 2 kinds of snakes that have that kind of pattern, and
I know. There's like the milk snake, and then
Yeah.
there's like a coral snake or something.
yeah, exactly. And one of them is like really poisonous, and the other
Is harmless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I don't think it was one of those.
Oh, okay.
But well, that was just off topic.
Was that an outdoor like motel or was that a hotel? Because you said on those.
It was kind of
stairs.
like an outdoor motel.
So you went up like stairs and onto like a balcony-ish path.
Yeah.
Into your.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there were other doors that led into other.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, that's like a motel.
Yeah. That was a motel. It was like on Sanibel Island.
Yeah.
And well, that nature was just freaky. They had this big lake with alligators, and
Yeah, I don't need to do that.
and they were like, you can see the fins of great white sharks out in the ocean, and insects that came at 4 o'clock in the afternoon to bite you, and
Yeah.
manta rays, and it was very, very a good place to bring your kids.
Hashtag fuck that shit.
Like that makes me want to not go to Australia if Florida is that bad.
Yeah. You can edit out this whole conversation if you want.
Okay.
We got so off topic. Maybe put it in at the end or something.
That's
if you wanna.
probably what I'll do. That's what I usually do.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Heat. Did we? Was there anything else?
No,
I think that
about
was it.
I appreciate that it's just called Heat.
Yeah, it's simple, it's to the point, and the second episode follows that in that it's called Snow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to, I mean, we already recapped this episode. For me, the very beginning, I really liked the sort of introductory music, but I've always had a soft spot for wintry music themes, making it the
wintry
only
theme.
wintry theme thing I like.
Yeah. It's a very nice, like, nostalgic sound.
You know what I didn't like about this episode?
What?
We had Heat, and it started out with like him drinking about like ice cream and something cold.
Uh-huh.
If we're going with the same like Heat, and then a one word, one syllable name for the episode,
Mhm.
and has a certain theme, then Snow, which also one syllable, has a certain theme in mind, and that's cold, should follow the same logic, and that it starts with a dream about him dreaming about hot chocolate. Or
No,
something.
you know what? It could have been the same dream. Him climbing Ice Cream Mountain.
It could it just as well have been that dream.
So,
And
it starts out with school closures.
well, no. Before that,
Uh-huh.
it starts out with the snow. Unfortunately, making Arnold cross-eyed,
Oh.
and like he's standing on the roof, he's just wondering at all the snow, and it makes him cross-eyed. I don't know if
missed
that's
that.
the animation or if it's just some secret disability that he has deep down that only comes up when the weather's really cold and there's snow, and he's also feeling amazed at the same time.
Disability. No, he just walks around in the snow and it gives him like psychic vision. So school closures. You heard how they announced school closures on the radio. That's kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
To-
Another thing that we don't get in Denmark.
You don't get snow.
We don't get snow school closures. If it's snowing, too bad. You're still gonna have to get there.
Even if it's snowing really bad.
Yeah.
Even if it's snowing so bad that no one has plowed the roads yet, but mommy and daddy still got to drive you to school.
Well, usually Denmark is really good about preparing for that. So like as soon as it's looking like it's gonna snow, like the salt is already on the road, and they plow it really early in the morning. So yeah, it's usually like I don't think I've ever, maybe like once. And I don't even know if that is the case, but like I've almost, as far as I can remember, never experienced a school closure because of snow.
Mm.
So we've always had to trek through the snow to get to school. At least I did, because I lived close enough to school that I could still walk if I couldn't take my bike.
True. The reason that it's a thing in America is, yeah, they're like, when I lived in the city, I lived like a block away from school. Even if it was snowing really bad, I could still walk to school.
Mm-hmm.
But there are kids that live like really far away from school.
Yeah, who have to like take the bus.
And if the bus, like, they don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
Then those kids can't make it. Then what's the point of even having school?
Yeah.
So, like, for me, living so close to the school, it was kind of like, you can't get me,
Yeah,
that kind of thing. But snow days were like the one thing, like the one good thing about winter.
Yeah.
It was Christmas, New Year's, snow days.
Yeah.
Yep.
It meant, most of winter you're not going to be going to school. Like, that was the best thing in the morning, waking up, seeing that it had snowed, and then like either turning on the radio or turning on the TV and seeing, like, just waiting for the name of your school to come up. And I remember there was one, you're really young and you don't really know exactly what the name of your like school district or township or whatever is.
Yeah.
There was one that was really similar to the school district that I was in.
Yeah.
And every single time it popped up, even like as a teenager going to school, I'd see it pop up and see that they had been closed, and I'd just think, you bastards. Because there were times where they were closed, but we weren't.
Yeah.
And as a small kid, I was like, "Oh yeah, we're closed," and my parents would be like, "No, that's the other one." Yeah.
Disappointment. I think the reason why we were like we were pretty fine with still having to go to school was because we had such like a huge area to play in when we had our breaks, because like we had this really huge like these big fields. We had like a semi-forest to play in. We had like so much to run around in, and which means like if it snowed a whole lot, then there's shit tons of snow.
Yeah.
So that's just like people like that. Then kids are looking forward to having that break and like getting to go out after every class.
Right, but in America we don't go to school.
Right, of course. But we didn't mind, mostly because it was not a thing that was common. So you take what you can get.
True.
Like we never even learned to complain about it because it was never a thing.
Can't miss
I say in America.
Had.
Right.
Exactly.
I say in America as if they have like snow days in Alabama or Texas or anything like that. Okay, we mean in Northern America.
Yeah.
So we also saw. Oh yeah, are you wondering why like the schools are called PS like 118, PS 114?
Public school?
Yeah, usually in really heavily
yeah,
urban,
really dense urban areas.
Yeah, so like this city is based on Chicago, so like I don't know if Chicago does that, but I think New York City does that, where they just number their schools instead of naming things.
It's way easier.
Like I went to several schools that were named after presidents because if you only have like 5 schools in the city, then it's easy to name them after a few presidents.
Yeah.
But if you have hundreds of schools, then you're going to have to start numbering them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We also see Grandpa with some secret anger issues in the very beginning when when he's yelling at those kids. You're goddamn whippersnappers.
Okay, he did not say goddamn
No, I know. I'm
whippersnappers.
just paraphrasing.
I'm just paraphrasing. I'm just saying what he wanted to say.
Exactly. I'm saying what he deep down wanted to say, but he didn't want to, influence the kids negatively, other than yelling at them and threatening them.
Yeah. And that's kind of like kids' cartoon representation of the characters actually cursing very heavily.
Yeah.
Like you saw A Christmas Story, and you remember how the dad had
Yeah. Oh, fudge.
well, not that
what?
part, but there's a part where the dad has like a really bad cursing fit, but it's just like dag nabbit flabbit, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that, but you could like that's just representing that he's just cursing up a storm, and we can't play it in the movie.
Yeah. Like it's way worse than that.
Right.
All the things that
But
would be said if this wasn't a G-rated cartoon.
Yeah. But this is the perfect example of how kids view snow days and how adults view snow days.
Yeah.
Because like exactly, Arnold's listing off like snowmen, sledding, ice hockey, all this stuff.
All this fun stuff.
Yeah, and Grandpa's listing off, oh my gosh, I got a shovel, I gotta,
Fix the pipes. I'll do all this shit.
yeah, put on the snow tires, all this. And it's so true because, my dad never looked forward to snow days, but I was always like, come on. Even to this day, I called my dad recently and he was complaining about the snow and having to shovel, and I was like, no, it's totally cool though. The snow's great. Calm down.
One thing, this was that I have never in my entire life forgotten, but the Mailman song, which pretty much
Yeah,
that's pretty much my feelings towards snow.
yeah.
Hate snow.
When you have to walk in the snow, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was pretty good. That hate the snow rap.
Yeah. It's really catchy too, especially when you've seen the episode like several times as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of in your head while you're like walking through the snow.
Yeah. And Eugene avoids more bodily harm for a change.
Yeah. It depends on how heavy that snow was.
Yeah, well, I mean, he said he was fine.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe he just got a light concussion.
Grandpa.
it's all the usual for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grandpa says the typical old people thing. That's the trouble with society these days. No work ethic. It kind of reminds me of how there are some people who advocate certain things pertaining to how they discipline their children, who say things like, it happened to me, it's going to happen to my kids. And I think that's a really unhealthy way of looking at it.
Yeah, like you're kind of taking it out on your kids, the fact that you were treated badly.
Yeah.
Oh, because it happened to me, it's going to happen to my kid.
Yeah.
Just so it like everything is fair.
Yeah, fair. But then it reminded me, I've read like several studies that show that people on their deathbeds, usually they say that their biggest regret is that they worked too much and didn't spend time doing the things that they loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, don't be having any regrets there, Grandpa.
Or any of you viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah, do what you want.
Yeah.
Like remember to have some playtime. Being an adult means that you no longer have to, pretend to be a grown-up. Like when you're a kid, you're so focused on wanting to be a grown-up because of it's cool and you get to do stuff, but
you get to smoke and drink.
Yeah, you get to do all the cool stuff, but when you're adult, you should focus on
Find
being
that
a kid,
balance.
because we're all find the balance, because we're all just kids, posing as adults and as responsible human beings. But
Yeah.
we should all be able to have fun.
Yeah. No one really knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's okay. We'll stumble through together.
Yes.
Exactly. We'll catch each other on the way down.
Yep.
And if we don't, well, sorry.
Don't if we don't call us, we'll pick you up. Here's my phone number, so call me maybe.
8888888.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Sexy snowman times with
God.
Helga.
Even before they showed what was happening, Keating was just like, "What's with the porno music?"
Yeah, they started playing porno music like when they had a shot over the city and they were transitioning over to, well, where sexy times were going on.
Like that song is basically Helga's pining for Arnold theme.
Okay. Her theme, basically.
Yeah.
Did we mention the bus driver?
Not yet. So there's what happens that triggers the bus driver
Harold!
to lose control? Oh, that's right. Harold throws snowballs at the bus driver's window, and we're all gonna die.
I can't see. We're all gonna die.
It's Grandma and all of the animals from the boarding house that are on the bus. And we see the bus not crash, but
slide and get stuck.
Yeah, and Grandma comes out with all the pets, but we don't see the bus driver.
The bus driver's stuck. He'll freeze to death.
Just like Mr. Green.
Mr. Green. Yeah. Mr. Green is the butcher.
Yeah, I know. At least he won't be the only casualty.
Yeah.
So we're at 4 now?
They'll go down. They'll go down together.
Yes, we're at 4.
Okay.
One thing sometimes this is something that I didn't get as a kid. Whenever Helga, some of the time when Helga's like doing her thing with the Arnold snowman, sometimes whenever she's doing her thing, Phoebe sees, and like they never really addressed that until later in the series. I think that Phoebe just kind of pretends like she doesn't know what's going on.
I mean, Helga would
when
deny
it's so...
it anyway, so.
Yeah, but like...
what are you talking about?
But like, wouldn't it be a good idea to sit down with Helga and be like, Helga, no, really though. Seriously though. Real talk.
Real talk.
No.
Yeah.
It would be a good idea, but I doubt that she would do that. Also, they're just kids. Like, they don't realize that maybe that'll be a good idea. It's more just, they're weird. I don't want to talk to them about that.
Yeah. I like that the boarding house has 2 signs on it that say no kids, and then under it, pets okay.
Well, pets are more than okay, apparently.
Yeah, they have lots of pets. Pets that I don't think belong to anyone in particular, so they probably belong to Grandma.
Yep.
We know that Abner the pig belongs to Arnold.
Yeah.
All of the other cats and dogs we don't know. We never meet the owners, so it's probably Grandma.
Most likely, she liberated them from somewhere.
Yeah, she saved them from the zoo.
Yeah.
Was this our first time seeing Ruth? I feel like we probably saw her before.
We've seen her before. The episode, well, actually, no, we did see her, because in the episode with the pink diary, Arnold was like, oh, it's gotta be from Ruth.
Did we see her, or did he just talk about her?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I think we did see her.
Like, maybe he was imagining, like he was...
No, actually, I think we did see her. I can't remember. Like,
Oh, no, did he have a picture of her or something?
I think he might have just, like, thought about her.
Yeah, so we've seen Ruth. She becomes important later, kind of. Or maybe not. I don't know.
She teaches. She is the catalyst for a very interesting but good lesson.
Yeah. For everyone involved.
Oh boy.
Anything else?
We have the the grandpa's projection. Is you could also call the episode that.
Grandpa's projection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like projecting his own childhood trauma onto Arnold.
Snow, aka Grandpa's projection.
Yep.
Grandpa's
exactly. Grandpa is triggered by snow. Yeah, but we talked about that, how he realizes that he was kind of projecting because of how he was raised. But was that his was that his grandpa?
Yes.
Who then let him have some fun.
Yeah.
I guess he kind of remembered that and was like, "Wait, it's my time. Now I get to be the grandpa."
What have I been doing all this time?
I have realized my true potential. And he made sure that Arnold had some fun and told him that he should have more of a play ethic. And the rest of the episode just goes by with Arnold having a good time on the ice, having an ice time. Yep. And he sees his crush and crushes what he sees.
Yes.
In the game of ice hockey that they are playing.
Eugene is like the worst goalie, by the way.
Yeah, he's so bad. He doesn't even protect the goal.
No. He just watches as good job, Arnold.
You probably congratulate Arnold too on having done that.
Yeah, it'd be good sportsmanship.
Yeah. I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's all the notes I have.
For me.
All right. Well, then, as always, if you would like to join the discussion yourself, feel free to comment down below. Otherwise, hope you've been enjoying the series, and see you next time.
See ya!
See ya.
But you seem awfully concerned with all this locker room security stuff. It's 'cause all you teenagers are sex-crazed maniacs. You're at that age you try humping a plastic bottle.
Well, yes, he's not wrong.
Are you saying you've done it?
Maybe. No.
Whoa!
I am a sex-depraved maniac.